Brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. Just lost one. Fucking can't stand to lose a fucking pledge. Drives me batshit. I get it. I'm not mad. I want you to die, but I'm not mad. 20 lineups. Patriots. Bills. Who's going to win? There's money on the line. I would like to bring some of it home, if you don't mind. I don't believe they have a mini-max in the Bills and Patriots game. We have all of our lineups in there for the Lions and the Ravens. Now we've got Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots. 20 max game, 5,000 in the pool, $500 the first place. We need money to raise to get into those $1 million games. We got to win in the minors because the Sharks, for some dumb reason, are still allowed to play in the 5 and 10s and are eating up the fucking guppies like us. Got to find ways to win down here by honing our strategies here and then taking them up there. Top 6 cards in the deck. Josh Allen. Practice fully Thursday. Allen was listed as a limited participant in Wednesday's walkthrough practice, and his return to a full session Thursday paves the way for this week's start against New England. With tight end Dawson Knox practicing fully and tight end Dalton Kincaid clearing concussion protocol, Allen should have all his key pass catches available against the 1-5 Patriots, who listed 20 players on their Wednesday injury report. Jesus. One for Knox. One for Kincaid. Diggs. Stephon Diggs finished with 10 receptions and 100 yards off 16 targets in Sunday's win over the Giants. Diggs stayed red hot with his 4th consecutive game, recording at least 100 receiving yards. The 29-year-old had generated 620 yards through 6 weeks, which is good enough to land him among the top 5 in receiving yards league-wide. Diggs wasn't the recipient of either of Josh Allen's late touchdown throws Sunday, but deserves a pass after showering fantasy managers with 4 scores over the last 2 weeks. The star wideout could face double teams in coverage next Sunday as the Patriots try to slow Buffalo's hottest weapon on offense. But Diggs remains a must start in fantasy. One for Allen. James Cook took 14 carries for 71 yards and was not targeted as a receiver in Sunday's win over the Giants. Cook bounced back from his negative rushing day against the Jaguars in London last week to lead the Bills in touches and backfield production against the Giants. The 23-year-old produced a stat line Sunday nearly identical to the 14 carries and 74 yards he averaged over his last 4 games, confirming his status as Buffalo's lead back. Survived the overseas dud. Wait, confirming his status as Buffalo's lead back survived the overseas dud. Okay, now back on track. Cook will look to continue his breakout campaign against the Patriots next Sunday. Mac Jones. Coordinator Bill O'Brien said Tuesday he expects Jones to start the Patriots' Week 7 game against the Bills. Though he avoided a third straight mid-game benching during a more competitive 21-17 loss to the Raiders in Week 6, Jones threw an ugly interception while New England was in field goal range late in the second quarter. Through 6 starts, Jones has completed 64% of his passes for just 6 yards per attempt, 30th in the league among qualified quarterbacks, while taking 12 sacks and throwing 5 touchdowns against 7 interceptions. Despite O'Brien's commitment, Jones' hold on the starting job looks to be a tenuous one, especially while the Patriots are keeping 3 other quarterbacks on the roster. Good Lord. Mac Jones sucks. Cunningham, Zapp, and Will Greer all on the board. He's got no fucking targets, this motherfucker. Mac Jones, it sucks. Ramondre Stevenson, full participant Thursday. The step forward came after a limited session Wednesday confirmed Stevenson will be ready for Sunday's matchup with Buffalo. The Bills ranked 25th in rushing yards allowed per game and 31st in yards per carry allowed, but New England's rushing attack hasn't been any better and could face game script problems if the team struggles overall. Stevenson is coming off his best fantasy performance of the season, having taken 10 carries and 5 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown in last week's loss to the Raiders. So is that a mention? Yeah, they're saying the Bills ran. It's a mention for the Bills defense. It's a ranking. I don't know if it counts. We'll play with it. We'll see how it affects things moving forward. Gabe Davis caught 3 of 4 targets for 21 yards in Sunday's win over the Giants. Davis' impressive touchdown streak came to an abrupt halt at 4 games following Sunday's stinker. The deep threat finished with his lowest yardage total of the season while also coughing up a fumble, barely scraping together a positive score in most fantasy formats. Even with the rough outing, Davis still owns a respectable 24-3-62-4 receiving line on 30 targets through 6 weeks. The Bills' number 2 receiver could be primed for a bounce-back game against the Patriots next Sunday, as Bill Belichick's defensive have historically shaded coverages towards the opposition's number 1 option. Patriots. That's 2 because they did mention that they're going to double-team Diggs. So they're in there. Josh Allen is a kind of a fuck-up. I'll lean. Now we go to the bottom of the deck. I always think we should only look for dots, but you know what? You never know when you're catching somebody. So it's always worth just a click. Like Keyshawn Boot, limited participant at practice Thursday. Boot presumably sustained the hamstring injury during practice, as he was not listed on New England's injury report Wednesday. He's played in just 1 game in 2023, failing to haul in any of his 4 targets in the contest. The man shite. Slater. Isabella. Yonsi. It's worth a click. Takes a few seconds, but everybody's worth the click. If they're on the roster, worth the click. Like Jalen Rieger, reverted to the practice squad. Rieger played 13 offensive snaps during Sunday's loss to the Raiders, but failed to record a stat. The 2020 first-round pick will now return to the practice squad and await another opportunity to be called upon to action. He's garbage. Who's this fucking guy? TJ Luther, cut from the practice squad. Luther will now look to find a new home after spending the entirety of the season so far on New England's practice unit. The wide receiver is yet to make his NFL debut after going undrafted in April, following a collegiate career with Gardner-Webb University. If I ever win a big one in football and branch out into college, that shit's going to be important. We'll see. Got this guy. Reggie fucking Gilliam. He's garbage. Ty Montgomery II. Did he do anything against the Raiders? He did. That's old fucking news. I guess Ty's in play, huh? Sherfield. The man's got some points. Nothing new stats, no new news. Damian Harris. Ruled out for Sunday's game against the Patriots. Harris was unable to practice this week, and he'll miss Sunday's game at a minimum. In his absence, the Week 7 backfield will be led by James Cook and Latavius Murray, with Ty Johnson a candidate to be elevated from the team's practice squad. Ty fucking Johnson. What did you know? Cook is on the board. Lats Murray on the board. Where the fuck did Ty Johnson come from? Could Ty Johnson be a sleeper? With that stupid fucking hair? Where were we? Damian Harris. All right. Demario Douglas, limited participant in practice Wednesday. Douglas was on the field for the Patriots' first official practice, but he's yet to clear the NFL's 5-step concussion protocol. Both Douglas and fellow wideout Juju Smith-Schuster missed the Patriots' Week 6 loss to the Raiders while recovering from concussions. Juju is on the board. Nothing on this fucker. Nothing on these guys. Guys just kind of carrying shovels, man. Tyquan Thornton logged 25 of possible 60 snaps on offense in Sunday's loss to the Raiders en route to catching one of 2 targets for 6 yards. Thornton, who had been on IR with a shoulder injury, was activated ahead of Week 6 action and worked as the Patriots' number 3 receiver in the contest with both Juju Smith-Schuster and Demario Douglas out. Looking ahead, Thornton could potentially emerge as a deep threat for the team, but with Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne also in the wide receiver mix, the 2022 second rounder doesn't currently have a path to steady weekly volume. Douglas, Parker, and Bourne. Douglas, Parker on the board. Kendrick Bourne on the board. Born to be alive. Just gotta turn this fucking foot massager on. Alright, let's get this fucking thing moving. Get some fucking agua fria. Born to be alive. Alright. No new news on this fucker, but I guess he's in play, huh? Quentin Morris. Out for Sunday's game in New England. Too bad. This fucking guy won me some cash for once. Morris, who caught his first pass of the season last week for a 15-yard touchdown, will have to miss his first game of the year due to an ankle injury. The depth tight end's next chance to take the field will be Week 8 against Tampa Bay. Fuck you, Quentin. We loved you, Quentin. Quentin. Mike Gesicki caught all 3 of his targets for 28 yards in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. While the Patriots were without wideouts Juju Smith-Schuster and Demario Douglas, Gesicki saw an expanded role in New England's passing attack. He played 36 of the team's 60 snaps on offense, more than doubling his snap total from the Patriots' Week 5 loss to the Saints. As long as Juju and Demario Douglas are able to return in short order and as long as top tight end Hunter Henry remains healthy, Gesicki's fantasy upside will remain modest. Through 6 games to date, Gesicki has combined for 15 catches on 20 targets for 144 yards, while Henry has recorded an 18-183 2 receiving line in that same span. That's 2 for Douglas. That is, 3 for Juju, right? Wasn't Juju mentioned? Yeah. And the other guy's thing, and I didn't write it down. That's 1 for Hunter Henry. Juju, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry. They were mentioned with Tyquan over here. Yeah, Juju. And then Demario Douglas was Juju. All right. I just forgot to mark it. They're saying that Tyquan's the 3. That was also Parker and Bourne. All right. All right, we're getting there. Deontay Hardy caught his only target for a 3-yard touchdown in Sunday night's win over the Giants. While Hardy did the first touchdown of his season and got a first as a Bill, the wideout still saw action on only 15% of the team's offensive snaps. Khalil Shakir, Trent Sherfield, and Hardy have split depth snaps at wideout, but all 3 have just bit roles in the offense as rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid has been used frequently out of the slot. Hardy has only 1 game with more than 15 receiving yards this season. So that's 1 for Shakir, Khalil Shakir on the board. Trent Sherfield on the board. And that's 2 for Kincaid. Khalil Shakir reeled in his lone target for 13 yards in Sunday's win over the Giants. Shakir earned just 1 target for the 5th straight game and continued to underwhelming start to the 2023 campaign. Through 6 games, the 23-year-old has totaled just 4 receptions for 40 yards and a touchdown. Operating as the number 3 receiver Sunday, Shakir played just 39% of the Bills' offensive snaps, with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis commanding the most attention from Josh Allen. The second-year wideout is lacking the opportunities to be a consistent contributor. Shakir can continue to be difficult to trust for fantasy purposes when the Bills visit the Patriots, Week 7. Allen, Diggs, and Davis. That's 2 for Allen. Stephon Diggs is on the board. Gabe Davis is on the board. We talked about Gabe Davis. Did they mention Diggs? Am I just retarded? Yeah, they didn't mention Diggs. Yeah, it says the opposition's #1 option. I guess that means Diggs. We should mark that for Diggs. They just didn't fucking mention him, but it's Diggs. I mean, read between the goddamn lines. Devontae Parker. On the field for 45 of a possible 60 snaps on offense in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. Given that Juju Smith-Schuster and Demario Douglas were both out of concussions, Parker and Kendrick Bourne headed the Patriots' Week 6 core. But Parker wound up with just 1 catch on 3 targets for 7 yards. With Smith-Schuster and Douglas candidates to return in Week 7 and Tyquan Thornton also in the mix, Parker looks like a speculative lineup option ahead of Sunday's game against the Bills. In 5 games this season, the 2015 first-rounder has caught 13 of 22 targets for 136 yards, a rate of production that limits his fantasy value to deeper formats. Shit. Speculative lineup option. That sucks. So Juju, Douglas, and Tyquan Thornton. That is 4 for Juju. That is 3 for Douglas. And Tyquan Thornton is on the board. Oh, we read Thornton. Sorry. Dalton Kincaid. Head coach Sean McDermott said Wednesday that Kincaid has cleared the NFL's 5-step concussion protocol. Kincaid missed the Bills' Week 6 win over the Giants while in protocol, but he appears to have received the green light for full contact in addition to gaining clearance from an independent neurologist in advance of Wednesday's walkthrough practice. Barring any setback during the week of practice, Kincaid shouldn't face any restriction heading into Sunday's matchup with the Patriots. As such, expect Kincaid and Dawson Knox to work as Buffalo's top tight ends this weekend, while Quinton Morris fades into the #3 role after recording a 15-yard touchdown reception against the Giants. 2 for Knox. Patriots D. Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju remained limited at practice Thursday. The same applies to fellow wide receiver Demario Douglas. Both players missed the Patriots' Week 6 loss to the Raiders, but their ability to practice, albeit in a limited capacity Wednesday and Thursday, suggests that one or both could be available for Sunday's game against the Bills. Friday's injury report will reveal whether Smith-Schuster heads into the weekend with a Week 7 injury designation. Well, they mentioned just Douglas, right? There was another mention for Kendrick Bourne, right? Or no, that was no, it wasn't the first time. Somebody said Bourne. Parker. I read about Parker. It mentioned Bourne. God, I can't stand when I'm high and I don't catch that. But I catch it later as long as I catch it. Yeah, Bourne. Born to be alive. I caught fucking stupid Juju and fucking Douglas over there. Juju. All right, here we go. That's Murray. Latavius Murray carried 12 times for 45 yards in Sunday's win over the Giants. Although the yards were hard to come by for both teams in the low-scoring affair, Murray saw only 2 less carries than starter James Cook and was frequently on the field during crucial downs, which included short yardage and red zone plays. The yardage was a season high for the 33-year-old, who could continue to see a meaningful amount of carries if Damian Harris' neck injury ends up keeping him out of future action. That's 2 for Cook. Dawson Knox, listed as active for Sunday night's game against the Giants. This is old news. What did he do against the Giants? He did shit, right? This guy sucks. Fucking Kincaid's the man. Come on. Chad Ryland made his only field goal attempt in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. Ryland also made both of his extra point tries on Sunday, and through 6 contests to date, the rookie kicker has compiled a total of 22 points. Until the 1-5 Patriots pick up the pace on offense, Ryland will profile as a low-end fantasy option. Hunter Henry, listed as a non-participant in practice Thursday. Henry was spotted during the media access portion of Wednesday's session, but the tight end ended up being deemed a do not participate for the second straight day. What Henry is able to do Friday will be pivotal with regard to his chances of suiting up Sunday against the Bills. If he ends up out or limited this weekend, fellow tight end Mike Gesicki will see increased work with Week 7, with Faro Brown also a candidate for added snaps. Gesicki on the board. And Faro Brown, just because he has a cool first name that we share. Fucking A. He just spells it weird. Tyler Bass missed both of his field goal tries while knocking in both of his extra point attempts in Sunday night's win over the Giants, who suck. To be fair, the field goal attempts were from 52 and 53 yards on a night where the wind was blowing with some decent force at times. But those are types of kicks Bass has made throughout his career, and they almost proved costly when the Bills were forced to stop the Giants on the 1-yard line to secure a tight win in a game they were heavy favorites. As for Bass, he gets a pass on this one. These were the first 2 field goal tries he's missed all season, and the first time he's missed 2 field goals in a game since Week 11 of 2021. Bass falls into a tie for 10th in kicking, scoring with 47 points after the shitty outing. Dick. It's my rusty foot massager. Ezekiel Elliott carried the ball 7 times for 34 yards and a touchdown and caught his only target for 15 yards in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. The veteran running back scored his first touchdown as a Patriot midway through the first quarter on a 2-yard run, while Elliott's 34 rushing and 49 scrimmage yards were his second highest totals of the year. Ramondre Stevenson left Sunday's game to get checked out for head and ankle injuries before returning and scoring New England's final touchdown of the day. But if he were unable to suit up Week 7 against the Bills, Elliott could be in line to handle his largest workload of the season. Stevenson, huh? That's one for Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson is on the board. Kyle Allen, related to singer Liz Allen. Will Greer. Nothing for Steve Buscemi. Malik Cunningham played 6 of the Patriots' 60 snaps on offense and didn't record any statistics in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. With Will Greer inactive and Bailey Zapp listed as the Patriots' emergency third quarterback Sunday, Cunningham, who's also been seeing work in the practice as a wide receiver, headed into the Sunday's contest as the team's number 2 option behind starter Mac Jones. While the versatile rookie didn't throw a pass or record a carry versus the Raiders, he was sacked once. The Patriots' plans for Cunningham moving forward haven't been outlined, but now that he's been signed off the practice squad, he could see his role expand to some degree as the season progresses. Interesting. Old news. After the Raiders, not before the Raiders. Bills defense, very, very high price. Then finally, Kendrick Bourne caught 10 of 11 targets for 89 yards in Sunday's loss to the Raiders. He also gained 4 rushing yards on his only carry. Bourne not only led the Patriots in receptions and yards, no other New England wideout hurled in more than 1 pass or saw more than 3 targets. The veteran receiver set new highs in catches and receiving yards as well. And Bourne has been on the one semi-consistent option in the team's offense so far, posting a 28-3-0-7-2 line on 44 targets through 6 contests. God damn. There's the stats, ladies and gentlemen. There's all the stories you need. Get down here and do some fucking damage. Josh Allen's okay. Stephon Diggs we love, right? He's a 2. James Cook, Mac Jones, Ramondre, Gabe Davis, Kendrick Bourne we definitely like. Bills D, Ezekiel Elliott. When everybody's here, it's all twos. Demario Douglas and Juju were threes. Come on. That was all garbage talk. Let's keep coming down the list here. Knox, Juju, Kincaid, we like. He came up a few times, especially they say he's lining up in the slot. Parker, Shakir, Hardy, Gazicki, Morris, Faro Brown, Tyquan Thornton. Douglas Harris is not playing. He ain't doing shit. Sherfield, Montgomery, Gilliam. Get fucking Gilliam out of there. Damn it. What just happened here? Yeah, get him out of the flex too. He sucks. Okay, Shambu, get this fucking idiot out of here. All right, good. Good, good, good. Let's get over to captain. Let's eliminate the nobody captains. Definitely not. Nope. Nope. See, Taekwon Quinn operating as a number 3. I like Tyquan Thornton, man. He almost won me a shit ton of money last time the Patriots and the fucking Bills played. Morse is out. Why is he even on any of these things? Wait 1 second here. All players. Why is Morse even coming up? Get the fuck out of here, Morse. Sorry, what was I? All right, where were we? Captain, getting rid of captain. Yazicki's definitely not a captain. Hardy, no. Shakir, no. Parker, fuck. What if Parker pops off? Juju, no. Fuck Parker. He ain't gonna pop him. Fuck off. Murray, no. Knox, definitely not. Not Ryland. Not fucking Henry. Not Bass. Zeke? Yeah, Zeke's in play. Bill's defense in play. Bourne's in play. Gabe's in play. Ramondre's in play. Mack, get the fuck out of here. Cook's in play. Diggs in play. Allen's in play. All right. Parker, it's $1. You gotta blow $1 on Parker. Fuck. Minimum 1%. Maximum 99. All right. Let's do this shit. 20 lineups. Last time, I'm sorry, I didn't scroll down. So let's scroll down so you can see the lineups before I load them. First, let's see who was represented a captain here. No. 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 Everybody's supposed to get a captain. No, 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 no. Erase this shit. No. Get the fuck out of here. What's going on here? Exposure minimum. 1 fucking percent. Oh, it was doing that flex shit. I'm sorry. My apologies. There we go. No, this is not working. We're having a slight problem here. I need at least, I want captains. This is captains. Oh, so what is it? Exposure minimum. 20, how many captains we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess we got to make it 5%. So they each get into a lineup. I need at least one captain of each of these lineups. Don't hold back. There we go. All right. See? So we have 9. They're giving me 9 lineups with Diggs, and then everybody else gets 1. So 11 lineups. Everybody getting their captain shit. Let's see how it works out. Because I've been trying to do it myself. I like my system of having alternative captains to try and beat the field, but I kind of fuck up on stacking the bottom part. I'm always trying to fill the cap. So let's see what we got. We did 150 fucking lineups in that Baltimore Ravens Lions game, so that's going to be an interesting fucking game to watch. Now we got Diggs, Allen, Bourne, Bills, D, Parker, and Gesicki. Diggs, Allen, Jones, Patriots, Kincaid, Parker. Diggs, Allen, Bourne, Bass, Parker, Gesicki. Diggs, Allen, Bourne, Bass, Kincaid, Gesicki. Interesting shit. Always like to see who they're wedging in at the 6th card. That's where you win and lose these fucking games, that fucking 6th card. Diggs, Allen. The rest of these non-Diggs. Got all the Diggs lineups in there. Now we see Kendrick Bourne, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Jones, Parker, Gesicki, Allen, Diggs, Bourne, Bass, Parker, Gesicki. Stevenson a captain. Allen, Diggs, Bass, Kincaid, and Parker. Patriots D. That's interesting they don't put the kicker in there. 'Cause I always try to run the kicker in the lineup, but I guess they're saying Rylan ain't doing shit, huh? Do. We got Mac Jones in the same lineup with the Bills D a captain. Josh, interesting. James Cook. Allen, Diggs, Bass, Parker, Gesicki. A lot of Gesicki. Parker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, may fate and faith. Let's load these fuckers. I got Slim. I've got talent. Who could ask for anything more? Don't you hold back. Let's try to make this a little easy. We're going to keep this window open for all the games. Don't you hold back. All right, under a buck. So we could probably erase that. Enter this. Boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself some lineups. Whether you put it in the big game for $10 and fight the sharks off, or you go for the little guppies like I do. May fate and faith decide you're fortunate if you should win. Join up right here at the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. $5,000 away from my real goal of 20,000. So that's just the fucking lifestyle I lead. Peace, love, and war. All the other shit in between.